All right, welcome back. Now we have some microphone problems, but everything should be okay now. Uh, I had to get another computer. This one is working well so far. Hopefully, it continues and I don't have to keep doing this. 'Cause I hate when I have to put a stream on hold because that's a whole thought. And a lot of times when you're busy, you lose that thought. I've had times like this where an idea or a subject, I remembered it several days later. I hate to do that. Shout out to dogsbite.org. Okay, I haven't been here in a while. I was on here uh, briefly. Dogsbite.org definitely helped to motivate me to go hard in the paint. But let's get straight to the subject here because I think this story is starting to grow legs. Anytime you have fatality, somebody gets unalived, there's a little more, the views are higher on average. This took place in Arkansas. They say a teen. Now, I want you to look at how they phrase this. This is what I don't like. Attacked by a pack of dogs. But listen,
We begin with the tragic news that first broke this evening at 5. A teenage girl is dead after being attacked by a pack of dogs in Saline County.
Tonight, we're learning about what happened and what the young girl was doing there. Thank you for joining us tonight at 10. I'm Faith Woodard.
And I'm Rolly Hoyt. And THV 11's Catherine Rowley has been on this story since the moment it broke. And Catherine, apparently there have been complaints about these dogs already.
That's right, Rolly and Faith. The 15-year-old was there helping feed about 30 dogs that were being housed there as a part of a rescue. But neighbors tell me that they told
the dogs were being housed there as a part of a rescue. So why would you refer to them as a pack of dogs? Make it sound like a pack of dogs just came out of the woods, right? You out hiking, you get attacked by a pack of dogs. No, these were dogs. These were shelter mutts, rescue mutts. You see the deception? They always try to deceive the listeners, always. I'm currently going through something very stressful at my job, and being deceptive is at the forefront. I'm telling you, people depend heavily on lies, lies and deception. Words matter. Get the words right, people. Who is this? Whatever media outlet this is, fix your language, please. Y'all get up here and try to talk all proper and distinguished. You get up here trying to sound all intelligent when you speak. You want me to believe that you're just not choosing the right words? You turn dumb when it comes to choosing the correct words. Straighten that up. Straight goofies. Let's continue.
These dogs already.
That's right, Rolly and Faith. The 15-year-old was there helping feed about 30 dogs that were being housed there as a part of a rescue. But neighbors tell me that they told the county about these dogs months ago, yet nothing happened.
It could have totally been avoided. And this young girl's family wouldn't be suffering right now.
I mean, she's gone.
Those living around White Oak say things were quiet in the Alexander neighborhood. That is until 30-some dogs moved in and started roaming the area and at times acting aggressively.
A lot different from a pack of dogs. This is a story of dogs completely ruining a previously peaceful community. A book should be written about this. Now, you have to forgive me. I went on an unnecessary rant at the beginning of this live stream. This is very important. These dogs ruined up, and I like these communities like that. Remind me of the South. A lot of woods, a lot of trees. You get a lot of birds singing in the morning. I could tell this was a peaceful community until these worthless mutants showed up. And it's not a random pack of dogs. These were shelter butts that they intended on adopting these things out. Yeah, so let's get the language right.
And this young girl's family wouldn't be suffering right now.
I mean, she's gone.
Those living around White Oak say things were quiet in the Alexander neighborhood. That is until 30-some dogs moved in and started roaming the area and at times acting aggressively.
This is a neighborhood. It's a neighborhood. We may be in the county, but I mean, we're just normal people. It's a neighborhood. We're trying to live peaceful. We can't even go to the mailbox without these dogs coming after us.
They were being terrorized. Straight up and down. Went from being peaceful to not being able to go to your mailbox. Don't tell me that these people shouldn't have, that we shouldn't raise awareness to things like this. Or you dog lovers come across saying, hey, can't you find something better to talk about? Why don't you find something more important to talk about? Other than these stupid mutts that keep destroying communities across the country. People are really getting fed up with nutters. You and your degeneracy. Oh man, that was another unnecessary rant. Let me back this up. Boy, these people get me unglued. Nutters.
Just normal people. It's a neighborhood. We're trying to live peaceful. We can't even go to the mailbox without these dogs coming after us.
Over the past few months, Ralph Murphy says he has called and complained to the sheriff's office about the animals. But after coming out to the property, he says officers told him there was nothing they could do.
Well, I think the county's failed us. The government at its best. It's failed us. Multiple people have called. They chose to do nothing. And now
God, that burns me up. Because we can all relate to this. I know a lot of people can relate to this. And they don't take it serious until these things actually unalive somebody, till something like this happens. And now they want to take it serious. When people were making all these calls, the dog people, dog warden, the cops, they laughed at these phone calls. Say, hey, what are you scared of Scooby-Doo for? Oh, Scooby-Doo won't hurt you. You hung up and laughed. They're just dogs. Y'all look at it. See, this come from that culture of looking at it as cute to pretend that dogs are harmless. Y'all expect the whole world to do that. That's why they told him to catch the dogs. Why don't you catch them? Why don't you catch them?
he's failed us. The government at its best. It's failed us. Multiple people have called. They chose to do nothing. And now they have the nerve to stand around and look surprised.
Heidi Clay knew the young...
Yes. I hate when they do that. And this happens every time. Every time there's an incident, and people, this happens a lot. There's an incident that involves a bunch of previous phone calls where people were calling nonstop about these very same dogs. They do this every time. After the incident, they stand around looking stupid and acting surprised. It's the same story over and over with these nutters.
The young girl who was killed. Her father also lived close to the property.
Wait, what?
Heidi
They chose to do nothing. And now they have the nerve to stand around and look surprised.
Heidi Clay knew the young girl who was killed. Her father also lived close to the property, and she saw the dogs firsthand.
These dogs were very vicious at the fence to the point that no one wanted to let their children walk to and from the bus stop Like, you had to get out here to get your 15-year-old off the bus because of these dogs. I mean, it's
Ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's not a minor issue. It's not a minor issue. You got to keep in mind, even if you, as the adult, mosey out there and try to protect your kid, you both could end up being the victim. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Stay mindful of that. You are not some type of armored shield that's going to guarantee protection for your young. You need to get them things out of the community, period. That is the one and only solution. However, listen to what this lady says. Listen to what this lady says.
fence to the point that no one wanted to let their children walk to and from the bus stop. Like, you had to get out here to get your 15-year-old off the bus because of these dogs. I mean, they do not look well cared for. They look hungry.
Here we go. Start with that. They didn't look well cared for nonsense. This was a rescue organization. Okay. Uh, some of the dogs they could have recently acquired and they found them emaciated. You're going to have that with shelters. I hate when they go there because they only bring that up to try to protect the dogs. Try to imply that the dogs launched the attack because they was hungry, which is complete nonsense.
Hungry.
Here she go. Listen
The
to her.
fence to the point that no one wanted to let their children walk to and from the bus stop. Like, you had to get out here to get your 15-year-old off the bus because of these dogs. I mean, they do not look well cared for. They looked hungry.
According to the sheriff's office, the 15-year-old was at the property in a fenced area. Clay tells
Stupid. These stupid mutts are really hungry. They're not going to have energy to launch these crazy attacks. They'd be laid up on the sidewalk. If you're talking about an emaciated mutt, don't those dogs lack the energy to launch meaningful attacks? I don't know for sure, but I'm thinking they do. That they just too pathetic. I mean, if a mutt is emaciated, it ain't about to be launching no serious attack on nobody.
me that the girl and her mom were there trying to help the animals. Even
The girl and her mom was there trying to help, and they're not animals. My goodness. And I've made whole live streams talking about how we should not feed these things. They don't deserve food. They don't deserve to be fed by us. This is an example why. Get out of here. Had they followed my instructions, this wouldn't have happened. Had they just refused to not feed these worthless mutts, this wouldn't have happened. Parasitic turds, worthless leeches on society.
were there trying to help the animals, even working with the property owner to take care of the dogs.
The mother of this child.
Shut up. This is why we need to let these things run. Governments, all world governments need to band together and drive them into extinction.
The mother of this child actually does have a dog rescue, and she cares for all animals. They have seen these animals starving and have reached out to these people to help them. This was a beautiful young girl that lost her life because these people do not properly take care of their dogs.
Listen to that. You knew it was coming. You knew that was coming. She lost her life because people didn't properly care for the dog. It's not the dog's fault. It's not the dog. The dog is innocent. Okay? That's one of their go-tos. That's one of their go-tos. They rely on this heavy. When they can, oh yeah, they'll go straight to it. Oh, they were hungry. Oh, they hadn't had anything to eat. Lady, if you think that's some type of acceptable or justifiable reason to launch a lethal attack, You are out of your mind. You need help. That go for anybody else who believe that, don't care what you say. See, y'all not gonna run that deceptive nonsense over here. You are out of your mind if you thinking like that.
Reached out to these people to help them. This was a beautiful young girl that lost her life because these have a dog rescue, and she cares for all animals. They have seen these animals starving and have reached out to these people to help them. This was
Get out of here. I don't even believe it. You saying they just brought 30 dogs over there just to starve them out? I mean, if you got 30 dogs, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult to keep them fed. You know how much money that's gonna take? And again, a huge waste of money that is, right? These uh, greedy mutts, they can eat nonstop.
a beautiful young girl that lost her life because these people do not properly take care of their dogs.
Now they are left wondering if this tragedy could have or should have been avoided.
I mean, somebody should have stepped in and done something. I know it's the county, but it is still a very unsafe situation. If somebody had done something, then maybe this little girl would be at
Somebody had given the dog something to eat. That what your argument is? You sitting up here trying to tell me, trying to tell us, if somebody gave the dogs a bowl of food, this wouldn't have happened? Pass the popcorn. Let's listen to this lady here talking crazy.
It's the county, but it is still a very unsafe situation. If somebody had done something, then maybe this little girl would be alive.
Now, as of right now, that young girl's name has not been released.
Had they not acquired the mutts, she'd still be alive. Had Trump exterminated them, she'd still be alive. Yeah, that's the only thing I can say about that. No.
But the sheriff's office did tell me that all dogs were removed from the property with the help of the Benton Animal Control.
This is a massive problem, people. You can't compare this to anything else in society. There is nothing that is as dangerous, lethal as dogs that are minimized before the unaliving of victims. We don't brush off anything else in society that is this lethal, this deadly, and treat it like it's harmless. Right? We don't play with knives. We don't go randomly juggling spears and machetes. Only with dogs are they cute little cuddly fur babies until they rip somebody's face off. Then you want to talk about, oh, I'm so surprised. Never thought this could happen. And you mean to tell me y'all do this just nonstop, over and over? That is a brainwashed population, people. And it's embarrassing. I mean, it's embarrassing for me to just reflect on it. But this is what happens in dog culture. They minimize, minimize, minimize. If there is nobody under attack, they minimize the threats. The dogs could be barking at everybody, lunging. People, I don't know if y'all have ever seen it, but when you have just one dog that's barking at everybody it sees, that is extremely threatening. One dog can disrupt a whole block. You telling me multiple dogs were being aggressive? They are up in here, and it was still minimized. I don't know if y'all remember, there was once a pack of dogs out roaming. I think it was in South was one of the Carolinas, and they were calling the dog warden, and they were ignored for months. It may have been over a year. They were just straight up ignored. They just never came out there until something like this happened. Then they went out there trying to look for the dogs and actually found, I think, most of them, which is what they should have been doing. If they were doing their job, they would be out nonstop, setting traps, right? The little booby traps, doing whatever you had to do to get these things off the street. But these people, dog lovers, society in general, is extremely reckless and irresponsible with the way they project dogs and treat dogs. This first started, and I can clearly remember back when people would let the dog inside of the home more often than society had been before. I remember when just allowing a dog into the home was different because they would usually or always, they would always be in their doghouse. The dog would be brought inside every blue moon. But as we all know, they've gone a lot farther than bringing dogs inside the home. And it's a lot more dangerous what they've done, making the dog basically a substitute infant. It's part of the family now. They started with that family talk. Now you're the dog's mommy and the dog's daddy. People, oh my goodness, that's like an infantile mentality. I'm the dog's mommy. I'm the dog's daddy. And they're dead serious about this stuff. They've taken several polls where these dog lovers have seriously said the dog is part of the family. So if it's a part of the family, that means it's what? Your son, and you're the dog's mother or father. We got grown people, adults, playing make believe like this, only in dog culture. That's just y'all. Living in a constant la la land, fantasy, like a child. Don't tell me this demographic of people don't need to be looked into. This is one of the most problematic groups of people, problematic demographics in the world. No matter where you find dog lovers, you're going to find funerals, right? Maimings, blood. You're going to find all of that. The worst things you possibly could find, you find in dog lover societies. That is telling. So, death to dog culture. I cannot wait until dog culture gets what it deserves, which is the same thing it has dealt out for so long. Eradication, right? It needs to be mutilated and left on the side of the curb. I cannot stand these things. Just violent, obsessed. All they want to do is eat. All they think about is eat, attack, eat, attack. Attack the very entities that give them this food that they're crazy about. Again, I've talked about that before. It's one of the craziest things about dogs. They've proven that dogs have an unusual fixation with food. Like their food drive is extremely high. So with a creature like that, you would expect them to never attack the creatures that give them this cocaine, which is basically what it is. Food is like cocaine to a dog's brain, basically. You think that would be our best friend. It would never attack you or your family or any human being. It would protect human beings. And think about it. We've been doing this for thousands of years. So dogs haven't even evolved to be non-aggressive towards humans. That defies nature, doesn't it? You would think that they would have evolved to be far more peaceful than ducks, rabbits, squirrels. Yet it's the opposite. Those creatures are far more peaceful towards us than dogs. Wow. And wouldn't a reasonable person be within his or her rights to dislike dogs for that reason alone? Like we've done far more for dogs than we've done for squirrels. We ain't done nothing for these other animals and rabbits. But yet those animals are harmless. They're harmless. We could live with them. They could live around your house. I'm speaking facts. They could live around your house every day. You would never be mauled. Your kids would never be mauled. You can't say that about dogs. For that reason alone, you cannot call dogs man's best friend. For that reason alone. Especially if these things are willing to attack our young. Especially if these things are willing to attack our newborns. Are you crazy? Toddlers. Last thing you should be doing is giving these things the position and title of baby. Are you? Yeah, y'all are crazy. You are out of your mind, and I will land my plane there. Shout out to all of you able to join me for this live stream. And you may see me back a little later, and I hope you can join me as we continue with this crusade.